Hey everybody. Hello everyone. How's everybody tonight? We do have I'm hearing thunder right now, which means that it's starting a little bit earlier than what they intended. I don't think we were supposed to get the storms until 10 to 12 this evening. However, looks like it's going to be coming in. So it is what it is, but I'm just going to have a short one here. I didn't want to leave y'all hanging tonight. How are you all doing? How's everybody doing with eating better? I hope you are doing well at eating better out there. We'll give it a few minutes to let some more people come in. I have not been feeling all that great the last couple of days. I've had some things going on in the background that I don't want to talk about just yet related to my dad. He's okay, but there's some things going on with him, and I'm going to be going that way soon. So just some stuff going on, and so not been doing all that great, but I am still hanging in there. Hello, Kathy. I'm just keeping it real. Don't want to be negative, just keeping it real. Food and stress. Okay. And I just want you guys to know that I have a group chat. I've discussed this before, but I have a group chat for the whole food plant-based way of eating for this lifestyle. If you'd like to be a part of that group chat, please email me, and it should come up soon, but I will go ahead and let it do it now. Thank you, Ola Joe. I do appreciate that. Certainly appreciate that. There is my email if you guys would like to be a part of the group chat related to whole food plant-based lifestyle. Please email me and let me know, and I will get you hooked up. Hello, Donna. How are you tonight? So let's see who all is here. Okay, Rosie was here early. She's an early bird. Alicia B., my friend. Joan is here. Who else came in? I thought I saw, okay, Kathy, Ola Joe, Donna. I thought I saw somebody else come in. Thank you guys who are watching, I say in the attic. I'm glad that you are here too. So what I'd like to do tonight is I want to start out with a little bit of what is whole food plant-based, and kind of give you a little bit of an overview between that and vegan, and then let you know that there's just, and we can do a whole deal on this, okay? But there's a lot of different platforms and eating styles out there. A lot of them call themselves diets, which I don't consider this a diet, I consider this a lifestyle. And I would say that people who eat this way and people who also do a vegetarian or a vegan, they consider those lifestyles as well. And there are big differences in those. Vegetarians do not eat meat or dairy, although there are some vegetarians who are a little looser about the restrictions they give themselves. There are a vegan, usually it's because of a need to not harm animals. So then you also have the aspect where they don't believe in leather or fur. They don't buy products, animal products at all. So that's not just the food, it's across the board. And then you have other lifestyles or platforms, such as so what do we call that? A pescatarian, which is they only eat fish. If I'm, correct me, Alicia B knows these definitions better than I do. Um, it's there's really a lot going on. Oh, Donna, I'm sorry to hear that. That's going to be hard for stress reduced. Practice your breathing, Donna. Practice your breathing is what I would say for stress relief since you can't crochet. Then I heard about one called a flexitarian. And a flexitarian is someone who has a very loose definition of their lifestyle. They're generally trying to eat better, but they really don't have any set rules for how they do that. So there's a lot of platforms. Same to you, Shatika. Yes, meditation is also very helpful. Yes. So a lot of you have been asking, well, okay, so what are you eating? Well, first of all, I eat fruit, I eat vegetables. I do not limit those at all. I eat as much fruit and as much vegetables I want. I generally don't eat a lot of fruit, so I don't really get in trouble with the calories with fruit because I typically won't go to the veggies. Hi, Chels. Good to see you, hun. Think she's driving home, so you be careful, hun. Love you. She went to the Cracker Cracker tonight. For those of you that don't know, there you go. There's your funny. And she told her Cracker Cracker what Solomon said, and he said, "I'm gonna change my name to the Cracker Cracker." So I know you guys are wanting to know if you have this book, the book Forks Over Knives, or if you've watched the movie. I suggest getting this book. This will give you a good overview of a whole food plant-based diet. It'll also get you introduced to a lot of people who are great resources for you as far as research and what to do and what not to do and how to find your way through this way of eating. But the guide to plant-based foods, I kind of wanted to give you guys an overview um, of some of the foods. It is hilarious. Hello, Deneen. Good to see you. So foods that you can eat freely are fruits and vegetables like apples, apricots, bananas, berries, citrus, dates, figs, grapes, mangoes, melons, peaches, pears, pineapple, plums, and pomegranates. And those are just some examples because there's a whole lot more. Vegetables like asparagus, carrots, celery, cucumbers, onions, peppers, pumpkin, sweet potatoes, tomatoes, squash. And some of squash is fruit, but we think of them as vegetables. Cruciferous vegetables. How many of you knew that there was a whole category for cruciferous vegetables? And those would be broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, radishes, Swiss chard, turnips, and watercress. And I'm not even sure I've ever had watercress. Alicia B., can you tell me watercress, or anybody that knows? Is watercress the one that comes in the Chinese with the Chinese vegetables, Because I'm not. I'm not sure if that's an herb or I really don't know what watercress is. I don't know that I can find that here. Hello, Tammy. Hello, Sandy. Come on in. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Okay, so it's a small green and it tastes peppery. Okay, I was thinking it was a green, but I wasn't positive. So then we got our leafy greens like beet greens, chard, collards, kale, lettuce, parsley, and spinach. We've got the sprouts, which are azuki bean, alfalfa, broccoli, mung bean, soybean, and sunflower. I would like to start making sprouts myself because I know they're not difficult. And I'm pretty sure I can do that in a mason jar, and I have a lot of those already. Hello, Sandy. Good to see you. Sandy, you need to email me so you can get in our group chat for this. Mushrooms are creminis, portobellos, shiitake, and others. Legumes. Y'all know that means beans and stuff, right? Legumes. Chickpeas, lentils, and regular peas. Whole grains. I think that's one of the hardest categories for people when it comes to whole food. Well, what is a whole grain? Okay, so amaranth, barley, corn, kasha, millet, oats, quinoa, rice, and wheat berries. And yes, you can buy the wheat berries whole. Oh, I don't think I did, Sandy. I don't think I did. Was it for, hello, Denise? Water chest. That must be the one I'm thinking of, Denise. Thank you. Was it for, I haven't got everybody's packages together. Was it for that or otherwise? I'll have to check again. So, foods that you should eat more sparingly are avocados, coconut, dried fruit, nuts and seeds, and olives. Lightly processed, instant, ready made foods that are okay to eat are like pasta sauces. You want to try to get those with less sugar and less salt, less oil. So, and plant milks like soy, rice, oat, hemp, nut milks such as almond. Oil-free salad dressings. Dressings should be also be as low in added sweeteners as you can. Soups made with whole foods. They can be dried or canned. And if you do canned, you want to try to do salt-free whenever possible. Whole grain breads, mixes, and crackers. So these include whole grain bagels, cereals, muffins, pancakes, pastas, pita pockets, pizza crusts, and waffles. Be careful to avoid it added oil, sugar, and other unwanted ingredients. So I wanted to kind of go over that a little bit for those who don't have this book. But you can get this fairly inexpensive, and you can also get it from your library. So through Libby, like if you have a library card, you can sign up for Libby, and then with Libby you can check this book out. So be sure and do that if you can. So that's kind of where I wanted to go first off, and be sure and touch on some of that stuff. So do you guys have any questions tonight? Because this is, like I said, I'm hearing thunder already, so this is going to be a fairly short one. Tammy, that is, or Sandy, it's called Forks Over Knives. It's the plant-based way to health. So Forks Over Knives. And there is an app for them, and I downloaded the app, and you do a one-time purchase on the app. So it's one of these that's like less than $5, I believe. and you can get lots and lots of recipes from them, and they're always adding to it. So, but you can go to Forks Over Knives online as well and find a lot of information on their website has a lot of information. So preservatives in processed food negatively impact your gut microbiome and your immune system. Correct. Pre-made sauces are full of crazy amounts of sodium. Yes. I think we talked about this the other day, but I'm not sure. But like a can of stewed tomatoes has 750 milligrams of sodium. Yeah, it's quite a bit. A teaspoon of sodium is something like 1,300 milligrams. So it can add up quick is what and I am finding that I'm a lot more sensitive to the sodium than I just never realized it until I started to cut back how very sensitive and how sensitive in a way that it really causes me to have problems with inflammation. Okay, so I would check the sources for it on Amazon because I'm going to say that it's probably going to be a lot cheaper on Amazon for the quinoa if you can do that. And it's kind of like tiny rice, except it has a like a nuttier flavor. It has a little more like a brown rice as opposed to a white rice flavor to it. Yes. Yeah, it actually is a seed, but it's okay, I was wrong. It's 2,300 milligrams of sodium. Thank you. And it is bland. So think of quinoa as very nutritious rice that isn't going to taste like anything except what you put it in. So if you ate it by itself, it's not going to have a lot of flavor. But it's a really great thing to put in salads. It adds a lot of nutrition to salad, so you can just make it up ahead of time and just put like a half a cup in with your salad, and it gives it a little more substance to it. Just makes that salad feel more satisfying. So it's even I didn't even think of that. Toast the quinoa. I'm going to try that because I am not a huge fan of quinoa. Um, I don't make it enough so that I haven't played around with how to cook it as much as unless it's like in a mix. I typically buy it in a mix. You can get some of those blended ones a little bit cheaper too, I think. Yeah, salt is huge. But it's not just the salt, it's the salt, the fat, and the sugar. But I don't know which one of mine is worse, the sugar or the salt. I really don't. Since I've cut back on sugar so much, I find that I'm having a harder time knocking out as much salt. It's taking me longer. My taste buds and all of my reaction to salt, that's taking a lot longer than the sugar even. And that surprises me because I'm was such a sugar addict. Yes, the blended ones. That might be a cheaper way to go. And if it comes with a seasoning in there, be careful because that's got a lot of salt in it. And a lot of times the seasoning that's in there may have beef or chicken bouillon in them. But you can use the blend and put your own seasonings and stuff in there. So that might be a better way to go, Joan. Yeah, exactly. So carbohydrates on a whole food plant based diet, you don't really count the carbs. You just don't. carbs are not as important as calories and nutrition. So what's in what you're eating is more important. The nutrition you're getting from them is more important. Yeah. It's difficult to kick the sugar. It really is. But all of these things will, if you just find yourself cutting back, it helps a lot. Just cutting back. You just keep cutting back until you've got it down. Hi, Jeannie. Good to see you. Carbs are brain fuel. It's all it all happens pretty organically. I've been really surprised myself at how organically that has happened. How when I started making substitutions, then I naturally started to back off of some of that. And when I started adding in, some substitutions for things that I was eating, then it was a natural thing that I started to back off of the sugar and the fat and the salt. Don't add any extra, first of all. And then what you are eating, you start to be more careful about how much is in it. And yeah, they acclimate. Yes. Yeah, they do. They acclimate. Oh, let me check real quick, Sandy. Give me just a minute. Let me double check and see if I got it or not. I don't see it. I think you're going to have to resend it, Sandy, because I do not see your email. So, yeah. Tammy sent me an email also. Where are you guys sending it? I do not see it, Sandy. Let me check spam. It's happened before. Oh, there it is. I see the one from Sandy went into spam. Okay, got that one. Tammy, you said that you sent me something? I'm not seeing anything from you, Tammy. Nope. About a week ago. Hit me up again, Tammy. That's all I can tell you. Try again. But I did find yours, Sandy. Thank you, Alicia. That's awesome. And you guys, I've got the website working. So now I need to go ahead and get some more posts in there for you. Have a great night, Rosie. I hope it's nutritious and it fills you up and makes you have a great night. Thank you. Less than a month. Whoa, what was that all about? Oh, How long till you notice a difference in the fibromyalgia? Yes, it was at least a month. It was. And the change in the weather has really been getting me, it's affecting my mood. And I think the mood is what's affecting me. I don't think that it is the fibromyalgia. I may be eating too much salt still, not enough water, and probably not enough plants. I may need to up the plants. So, yep. And I've not been shopping this week either. I've been pretty much eating just what I'm trying not to do too much because I'm going to be going out of town, but I need to go get some things. Cauliflower rice is great. You can take cauliflower rice and you can um, make a fried rice with it. And what I mean by that is you saute with water or broth, because broth is great to saute with. And you can put other like other chopped vegetables up with it. I mean, makes a great base for a lot of things. Also makes a great base for um, like a casserole, that you bake. So no bone broth because that would be animal based. The broth that I use, you guys, let me go grab that real quick because some of you may not be aware of it. One second. I have some in my pantry. I use something called Better Than Bouillon. And here's this one is a great flavor. So this has got roasted garlic. They have a no chicken. It's a vegetable base also. And this has just got roasted garlic, salt, soy, water, sugar, garlic powder, soybean oil, food starch, xanthan gum. But no, and one way that I meant to tell you this, we're going to have to go into labels, you guys, but one way to know right off the bat whether it has any added animal product in it at all is to check the cholesterol. So, calories, fat, sodium, carbohydrate, protein. Where's the cholesterol? Oh, this one's not showing the cholesterol. So you want cholesterol on the label to always say 0. Yeah, I haven't been able to find the mushroom flavor one, Kathleen. Well, the naturopath, I understand. I know what your situation, Tammy, is, and I think that that's part of what they're wanting. They're trying to build you up. Um, let me talk to Alicia in the background about that, and I can give you an answer if you don't mind. Alicia, we can talk about what she means there. I think this is in relation to treatment for the cancer. But I didn't know they had a mushroom. I want the mushroom one. That would be good. But you have to use this very, very sparingly. This is actually junk food. It's broth, but you have to really water it down and use very, very little of it. Correct. So if the cholesterol reads 0, then now sometimes there's a trace, and the trace is that looks like an equation, like either pointing to the left or pointing to the right. That's a trace. So if that's there, if you see the 0 with that next to it, you don't want that because that does have animal product in it. So like if it looks like 0 and that right there is a trace, which means that if you had only a teaspoon of it, you wouldn't get, there's not enough to measure, but it means it's there. So you want a total 0. Hi, Lori. Was Lori here? Yes, and that's a great idea. Keep the scraps from everything that you cut, and you just run them through a sieve, rinse them all off and run them through a sieve. Put them into or a colander. I call it a sieve. And you put it in a bag and put it in the freezer, and then you make your own vegetable broth with that. That's the best vegetable broth. You guys can also do that with fruit. Rinse the fruit really, really well and make your like a fruity water. You can put that in your water. Good to see you, Lori. Glad you're here. Yeah, that's why I watch for that trace on there, because I know that if I take like a half a teaspoon or a teaspoon, it's not going to have anything. But if you get a tablespoon, now you've got 1, which means it's in there. So I always look for the zeros. That's the best. It's not the only way. We'll get into that. Like we said, it's a very big subject, the labels. So, but we've had some good questions so far. Tonight for supper, I had a big baked potato, and I covered that baked potato with black beans and corn and a little bit of salsa, and then just put spices on it. That was my supper. And I was talking to Alicia about that, and I call it layering, and she calls it something else. But like, I call it layering the nutrition. Like, if you put nutritional yeast, then there's more nutrition on top of that. If you add a little bit of, like to my salad, I add a little bit of flax, I just layered more nutrition on. And you guys, there's a whole food group that most people don't even consider a food group. Does anybody know what that is? And it's what you usually finish your food with. Okay. I do too. I like to use the sometimes when I make a dressing, I use a little bit of salsa and just mix a few other things with it as a dressing. It's layering, I call it layering the nutrition on. So husband is really kind of taking things to the back burner right now. He eats what I eat. He eats what I fix, but he also eats what he can eat. He's having the rest of his teeth pulled and preparing for dentures. So that's making it difficult for him, and I'm not going to give him a hard time about it because he is on board, but he needs to do what he needs to do, and I'm not having him. I'm just not, I don't think that's right. It's not my choice, it's his choice. So, so he's doing really well though. And he did lose, he lost about 10 pounds initially, but that's kind of stopped. I don't know what agua fresca is. I'm looking at questions, you guys. Huge boxes from Amazon to make salads. Greens, broccoli, mushrooms, nutritionally carrots, tomatoes. Nice. That sounds really good. Oh, and Alicia B just told me something I didn't know, and that is that when it comes to chia seeds, did you guys know that if you eat the chia seeds whole, you don't get any nutrition? They have to be ground. I did not know that till the other day. I've been eating them for years, but just like they are, and didn't know that they were just passing right through. Who knew that? I actually like doing tea now as an herbal alternative. I like drinking the herbal tea, so I just make my glass of water like I would normally, and then I just put a tea bag in there and I let it sit in there for like half an hour, and then I throw the tea bag out and add ice. It's really good. I can try all kinds of different flavors of herbal tea, and it's really good. I'm really enjoying that. Okay. Oh, does anyone want to see what I've been making this week? We can talk a little bit about yarn if you would like. That's about all I've got for the nutrition stuff at the moment. I did want to show you guys a couple of things that I finished. I showed this on Friday that I finished the Crazy Eights. I made one and I made two, and I'm still working on the crochet version of this. Not in the round, but the colors. And you guys, did you see, you saw in my pictures that I finished the capelet? That's the Kelsey capelet. And then guess what else I finished? I finished my bag I was working on. That's the size of it. I crocheted the handles directly on it instead of attaching. So I went around the top when I finished and just went up and down and did the handles. And this is one piece that I just sewed up the sides. So I made it twice as long and then just put it in half, sewed up the sides. It turned out really good. So I'm really pleased with that. And I put a brooch on there. And I've got something I want to put here, a tab that I want to put with my Fiber Floozie crafts. I want to put that on there, and I have that one that I got the other day, and I want to put that on there too. Good to see you, Sandy. Glad you're here. Thank you. includes horchata. Huh, interesting. I've never heard of that. Right. And I have a new shawl that I'm going to be showing you guys tomorrow night also. I started a new one. So that'd be very nice. I haven't seen her shawl of hope. I haven't had time to check what everybody is doing. I finished my Stitch and Crime. I took it off and made a scarf. You guys probably saw that, but it turned out wonderful. And you guys, I want to make more of these because this was actually didn't take all that long just to do a few rows to cast it on, do a few rows and cast it off, and then just tuck in the ends. And I actually really like this without any fringe on this one. And this is very, very nice. So I got that finished too. So I've been busy in the background, you guys, doing stuff. Oh, yep, it's hard. I'm worried too, Tammy. Yep, it is hard. Oh, I'm so glad, Donna. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And if you want to be a part of the group chat, um, just go ahead and send me an email. Yeah, like the Lenny Kravitz one. So, you guys, thank you for coming. I hope you at least learned a few things tonight. And I appreciate you being here and being interested. And we'll keep going. There may be some weeks that I'm not on, you know. We're just going to have to see how things go this next month or so. So just keep that in mind if you don't see me for these regular ones. I'll do as much as I can in the next few weeks. So just bear with me. Oh, I've got my website pretty well lined out. I've got my patterns. My patterns, I have one knit pattern and one crochet pattern that were previously, they were a paid for pattern, and those are now there for you to download for free on my website. So it's all done. I finally got that all situated. I'm getting my Etsy set up. It'll be down in when this posts, you'll see a link to it. It's going to be on vacation until I get everything in there, but I'm going to have a few things in my Etsy again. So I did work on some stuff. Okay, you guys, have a great night. I love y'all. You guys all take very good care of yourselves. Drink lots of water, eat lots of plants. Send me an email if you want to know more. Have fun today. Bye, everybody. And eat more plants. Did I say eat more plants?